this is Sid here, and welcome back to another video. It is almost Halloween, and Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, so in order to celebrate, I wanted to draw some Halloween monsters in my cute cartoony art style. So if that sounds fun and interesting to you, then please stay tuned and stick around. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So basically, all the monsters that we see today are traditional Halloween monsters. So we have like a vampire, a werewolf, a Frankenstein, and all of that great stuff. But they're all characters from a Netflix kids show called Super Monsters that I used to watch when I was little. Don't ask why I watch kids shows, guys. Like, leave me alone, please. A lot of the times I watch kids shows just because I like the characters a lot. Like, I forced myself to watch 30 episodes of Sonic Boom just because I wanted to see Shadow, because I love Shadow the Hedgehog, like Loki. So, yeah, but Super Monsters is a really cute little kids show on Netflix that has lots of Halloween monsters and stuff in it, and they all just look so adorable, so I wanted to draw all of them in my art style, and yeah, but first character that we're going to be drawing right here, there are 4 guys and 4 girls in like the main cast, so I'm going to be drawing the 4 guys today, and then next week, in like a few days from now, I'm going to be posting a video of me drawing the 4 girls. So starting off with the 4 guys, we have the first one right here, who is a vampire named Drac. And Drac is actually my favorite character in the whole entire show. Might be because I have an absolute vampire fetish and I am just obsessed with him. Might be because I myself am a literal vampire, like literally. I have European descent. I'm very pale. I'm often very cold. I sneeze whenever I go out into the sun, and I get constant headaches if I stay in the sun for too long. I'm most active at dawn and at dusk, and although I do have a reflection, so that's obviously kind of hard to get around, I do love the taste of blood, and I have pretty sharp teeth. Don't ask why I think about how blood tastes. Whenever I have a scab or something, I peel it off, and if it is in a place that I can easily reach my mouth to it, I do start licking it just because it tastes really good. And ever since I broke my nose when I was in 2nd grade, I have had nosebleeds about every month or so, and when the blood is dripping down the back of your throat, it does taste pretty satisfying. And I think most kids lose their teeth when they're like 5 or 6 years old and grow them back when they're like 7 or 8 years old, but my teeth didn't come back in until I was like 11 or 12 years old. But when they did come back in, they were pretty darn sharp. So yeah, but Drac is just such a cute little character. He has a great design. He has very light pale skin, so I thought it was very nice. Usually they have like normal colored skin, it's just like very light, but he actually has like a white skin, like white as a ghost, you know? So it kind of made him look like a porcelain or glass doll when I was drawing him. He has the nice little Widow Peaks haircut, and sort of like a swooped out way, which looks really cute and adorable. And his hair is sort of like a dark blue, sort of like my bestest boy Crow. So it was giving me all of those vibes, you know? Looks sort of black from a distance, but is really more of a navy when you get up close and personal. And his eyes are a nice icy blue as well. And he also just has a really cute costume design. He has like a nice red cape, obviously, but he also has a very dapper suit, very dashing and charming, and lots of like gold lacing, gold buttons, some green here and there, and some bow ties. He has a nice bat bow tie to tie in with the bat motif and all of that great stuff. But in addition to Drac's design, I also just love his character and personality as well. In the show, he is an enthusiastic, cheerful, and confident young king, so we always love that, but he actually does have some fatal flaws, so that's really good, especially in a children's show, you know. It's good that all the characters have some weaknesses and things that they struggle with, so he is a Sin of Pride character, which is one of my favorite archetypes when it comes to like character downfalls and stuff. So he does sort of exude confidence, and he is a bit excessive with his big ego sometimes. so he's a bit prone to bragging about his skills and flaunting things and getting frustrated when he doesn't get something on the first try, but he undergoes a literal character arc over the course of this kid's show. So he goes from being this really like confident brat, you know, sort of egotistical and self-centric, to learning and understanding that true strength comes from teamwork and working as a group, as opposed to just individual talent and skills. So yeah, I think Drac is a great little character, and I love my little drawing of him in this chibi art style. Chibi is one of my favorite art styles to draw in. I also love anime and all of that great stuff, but cartoons, you know, you can just make them super duper cute and expressive. I always love having the huge head and then like the tiny body. It makes them look so adorable. And yeah, the next character that we have right here is a werewolf. So obviously vampires and the werewolves are like our two main Halloween monsters, the two big rivals that go up against each other. We had a vote in homeroom earlier today, like which would win, vampire or werewolf, and most of my class voted for vampire, but some people did vote for werewolf. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Which is better, vampires or werewolves? And explain your reason as to why. I would love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, but Lobo right here is our werewolf. Lots of their names make actual sense, you know, like our mummy queen Cleo comes from Cleopatra, obviously. Drac, as we had earlier, comes from Dracula, and Frankie, who we'll see in just a second, comes from Frankenstein. But like, Lobo? Are we serious right now? What does Lobo come from? I have no idea. The Latin word for wolf is lupus, like L-U-P-U-S, which is also a disease you can get that makes rashes and stuff break out across your skin. But Lobo, I don't think has any relation to lupus, because the main letters in lupus are the U and the P, and that has an O and the B. So when I hear Lobo, I think of like lobotomy, where you get your brain like severed in half to get out all the bad stuff, but that's just so cringe, you know? I don't know. But I really like Lobo's design. I think it's really cool, because usually when I think of wolves, I think of them being like gray. Obviously wolves can have like a variety of different colors, you know, they don't have to be all gray, but that's just the color that I think of when I think of wolves. But Lobo is like a brown wolf, so that's pretty cool. He also has lots of green, like he has green eyes, and he has a green little shirt right here. It's super cute because his shirt has the little L, obviously, for his name, Lobo, but I added a tiny bit to his character design, some little details and stuff to make it more interesting, and I put these two little paw prints on one side of his jacket. And yeah, Lobo is like a super duper hyperactive young guy. He sort of gives me ADHD vibes, like always fidgeting and running back and forth, you know, super duper speedy and reckless and all of that great stuff. And he can be sort of impulsive with his boundless energy, but he is very loyal and caring and has a big heart, caring a lot about his family and friends. You know, the whole pack mentality goes strong with werewolves, having their group of people and remaining steadfast towards them. So yeah, a lot of the characters in this movie are very wholesome and sweet, which obviously is nice to see, especially when the world is dark and cruel, and most people at your local high school treat you like absolute crap every day. It's nice to have cute little characters to come back to that are always nice and sweet to each other, to remind you that when you were in kindergarten it was good, even if it is pretty bad right now. So yeah, but I'll stop trauma dumping on you guys, and I'll move on to Frankie next. But Frankie, obviously, as you can see right here, and as his name implies, is a Frankenstein monster. It's sort of harsh to call Frankenstein a monster, because if you don't already know the lore behind him, he was just a normal average Joe, but this mad scientist like took him apart and sewed him back together and created the monster. So if you were just a normal guy and you were like made into a monster, that would not be very good, you know. That would be kind of sad and tragic. But I don't know how the Frankenstein lore works in the fictional universe of this Netflix show, so I don't know, it might be different. But obviously he just looks like our typical Frankenstein, you know. He has the green skin, the more like purplish colored outfit and stuff, the brown eyes, and the fluffy black hair, the multiple stitches and stuff on his forehead, his brains gushing out and all that. And yeah, with the green and purple color palette, Frankenstein always reminds me a lot of Hulk from Marvel. I don't know a lot about Marvel, so I don't know if they're like connected, because both of them have sort of like super strength powers and stuff. It'd be interesting to see like if the Frankenstein monster is like a dark version of Hulk, or if like Hulk is a good version of the Frankenstein monster. I have no idea. But if you know more about that, please let me know in the comments down below and feel free to share. But yeah, it is funny, he has sort of like an underbite in this design, and he also has like a unibrow, so that also just adds to the cuteness and all that great stuff. But Frankie is such a cute little guy. He's very, very kind and sweet, but he is very clumsy by nature, and he has a hard time controlling his super strength, so it does overwhelm him sometimes. He gets embarrassed when he accidentally knocks things down, and he feels really guilty for his significant destruction that he causes every time he goes around stomping things down and causing chaos. But I just think he's a really, really cute little guy. And yeah, not much to say about Frankie. I can't really remember that much about him from the show. I think he was my least favorite character. Not that there's anything wrong with him, but just because he was the most boring compared to other characters. There's not really that much going for him, you know, in terms of like design or personality or anything like that. He's just not the most flavorful, you know. So most of the time the worst characters aren't necessarily the worst ones, because, you know, in classic Disney movies you have like your super duper cool villains that are like terrible people but are just really, really good characters. Most of the time the bad characters are just the ones that are the most boring and lackluster, you know. So yeah, but moving on to the last character we have right here. He's less of a monster because, like, I don't know why he would be classified as a super monster. Lots of these characters, like, they're just normal people, you know. Like Cleo is Cleopatra from like ancient Egypt. She's not even like a full-blown mummy, which I know is what she's supposed to be, but like she literally just looks like a normal person, her human design. But like, what? So like Cleo's not a monster, but I'm gonna draw her for monsters anyway because she has a really cute little character design. And yeah, but Spike is literally just a dragon, and dragons aren't monsters. I don't know what classifies as being a monster, if it's just sort of like a mythological creature or something, or like a spiritual being, but Spike is right here, and Spike is a dragon. He is like a Chinese dragon, but he looks more like a European dragon. I had the whole debate on my YouTube channel earlier because I was saying how lots of people in my community are Wings of Fire artists from the Wings of Fire series, bestseller on New York Times by Tweety Sutherland. But that series revolves around European dragons, and I just think Chinese style dragons are really, really cool, and I wanted to draw more of them, so I started drawing more of them in my art style and all that great stuff. But I think this style of dragon, like a humanoid dragon, sort of like how Ray has in her series with like Cinder and Ash and all of those people, I think it's a really, really cool vibe. But Spike has a super interesting character design and appearance. He has these like almond shaped eyes and very bushy blue eyebrows, but he has like orange scales and sort of like an ombre gradient from like green to orange on the tips of his spikes, namesake, on top of his head. So I thought that was just really, really cool visually and all that great stuff. And he has these amazing yellow wings with sort of like a sparkly pattern on the inside, so that's pretty cool as well, wearing traditional Chinese styled clothing and all that great stuff. But Spike has a really sweet personality as well. He's very energetic, kind, and cheerful, sort of like a mixture of Lobo and Drac. His story is that he's sort of like the new person to class, so he's like the new student, you know. He's very curious, asking lots of questions, getting to know people for the first time, and all of that great stuff. I've never been the new student at a school before. I've had the very, very lucky fortune of going to the same exact school for every single year of my preschool years and lower school years and middle school years and high school years. So I've never had to be the new kid, but I struggle enough to fit in as it is, so I can't imagine how hard it would be to fit in at a new school with all new people. And yeah, I can imagine that would be an insane struggle. But here is my picture of Spike, and here are all of my pictures of all of the cute little super monsters. So let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. My favorite is Drac, as I said earlier. I just love his character so much, and I also love my drawing of him. So much so that I made it my profile picture for the month of October. As y'all know, I like to change my profile picture every few weeks or so to keep things fresh and interesting, and he was the one that I chose for this month. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really appreciate it. It helps to boost my YouTube channel into the algorithm so that more people like you can see my videos, which is always such an amazing thing because I love it when other people in the artist community get to see my artwork. It also helps you to stay tuned and get notified every single time that I post a new video, which is actually very frequently. I post long form videos every single week, and I post short form videos every single day. So no matter what, I can almost guarantee you that you will always have something fun and interesting to watch, and you'll never be bored. But yeah, as I said earlier in the beginning of this video, there will be a part 2 of this one of me drawing the girl characters from Super Monsters, who are a witch, mummy, zombie, and Day of the Dead character, like skeleton. So that'll be pretty fun and cool. And yeah, but if you want to take a support for me as an artist even further, then please go click the links in the description box down below. Those will take you to my other social media accounts, like my Instagram account, Pinterest account, Roblox account, Unveil account, and Artfight account. If food is more up your alley, then go subscribe to my Instagram Grubs account. I post a new food pic every week or so that's pretty cool. Thank you so much to this artist up here on screen for drawing me fan art. I don't know who it is going to be yet, but I always appreciate it so much when y'all draw art for me, and it always brightens up my whole entire day. And yeah, but I hope y'all guys all have a great Halloween holiday and autumn season, and I'll see you all in the next video. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye, eat some more waffles, and peace out, Girl Scouts.